Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Survivor 45 Fantasy Outlook powered by Bracketology TV. And okay, here's the deal. Last week, I kept bragging about how my knowledge of the game was amazing, and you guys should listen to me because I had the perfect fantasy teams last year, and I won the Mergatory competition. But after week one of Survivor 45 last week, I am back in the pack. I'm about middle of the road. So we have 252 people signed up for this fantasy competition. And by the way, just to remind you guys, we are playing for prizes such as a custom pop from Todd Herzog, winner of Survivor China, of your favorite castaway from the season, a custom cameo from your favorite castaway of the season, a bunch of idols and puzzles and everything like that. So you have to finish in the top 3 to get one of those prizes, and there are 252 people. After my picks last week, in my team of 5, I am mired back 116th place. So about middle of the road. So I'm going to try to do better this week. You guys can take my advice if you like. If you don't want to take my advice, you don't have to. But below, let me get it working here. If you look at the screen below, you will see our top 5 standings after week 1. Congratulations to Emily Chmielewski, if I said that right. 95 points to give her a 4-point lead over Ethan heading into week 2. I mean, it's a long season ahead, so it's going to be tough to maintain that lead. But Emily, congratulations. After week 1, you were the Survivor expert. And today I'm here to give you some of my expertise on who you should be playing and who you should avoid going in to week number 2. And we're going to start off by our must-play picks for week 2. Now, I'm not giving you the entire team that you should play. You gotta do a little bit yourself. I am giving you 3 people out of the 5 that I think should be in your fantasy lineups. And let's get right to that. So number 1 is Austin. This dude, I told you he's going to be a beast of challenges. If you watched the challenge last week, he was really good in it for the Reba tribe. And in general, the Reba tribe itself is very good. I forgot to mention, let me switch over here to Bracketology. I forgot to mention exactly how everyone did last week. And if you look at Austin last week, he had 20 points. That was the second highest, I believe, to Sifu, who was first with 24. And you could see me with my 3 people that I think you should play. You can see me jumping on the train. So Austin, I think he's going to get you a lot of challenge points. Let me remind you guys, he has a beware advantage. So I don't think he's going to find an idol this week. But if he gets going on these clues, he's got 3 tasks that he has to complete to get an immunity idol. You get points if you get an immunity idol. So you want Austin in your lineup because if he ends up getting that, it's going to get you a lot of points. I don't see the Reba tribe going to tribal council. I think they're the strongest tribe out there. They looked very strong last week. So I would definitely get Austin in your lineup. And I'm going to skip Kelly for a minute and go to Sifu. I would get Sifu in your lineup as well. And I know a lot of us are nervous about Sifu because of his actions last week, getting caught trying to be Tony Vlachos himself. But Sifu is entertaining, man. He's going to get a lot of confessionals. We're going to hear a lot from him. And again, he's on that Reba tribe. He's a big, strong dude on that Reba tribe. I don't think they're going to tribal council. I think both Austin and Sifu, especially Sifu, are going to get a lot of screen time. So that's why I would pay close attention to those 2. And that's why I would get them both in your lineups. I think anybody from the Reba tribe is a good bet to go in your lineup because I really don't think they're going to be going to tribal council whatsoever. And then finally, we have Kelly. Same reason as last week. We can assume that there is a beware advantage at all 3 tribes. And I think Kelly's going to be the person to find it for the blue tribe. Excuse me. I don't really remember their names at the moment, the blue tribe at least. But so I would definitely get Kelly in your lineup. I don't know if they're going to go to tribal council either. Like we all saw how bad the Lulu losers are. I don't think we have to be concerned for Reba or the blue tribe. And so I think Kelly's a safe bet to go with this week. like I said, Sifu last week, 24 points. Austin last week, 20 points. If you look at Kelly and what she got last week, if I go to it, she got 10 points, which is a solid outing. It's nothing special, but that's 10 points to the cause, and it's solid. And I think Kelly's a good option to go with heading into week number 2. Now let's go to players to avoid in week number 2. And I'm going to give you, usually I give you 2 players. I'm going to give you 5 players to avoid in week number 2. And this is something I've never done. And that is the entire Lulu tribe. Stay away from them. I'm talking Caleb, Sabaya, Sean, Brandon, and that 5th person. Oh, Emily. How could I forget Emily? Those 5 stay away from. We could easily, this is easily the weakest tribe. We could easily see them go straight back to tribal council this week. And I know everyone's probably thinking, well, the vote's definitely going to go towards Brandon, if they go back to keep the tribe strong, or it's going to go towards Emily because she's rubbing everyone the wrong way. I don't think it's going to be Emily, because in the preview, we saw a lot about Emily and how she's annoying people. And a lot of times Survivor doesn't like to show you the obvious elimination. So they're making it a big point that Emily is really getting on people's nerves. And I don't think they would be doing that if Emily's going to end up going home this week. I think they want you to think Emily's going home this week. To the casual fan's just going to think, oh, Emily's for sure getting voted out next week. I think they're building Emily up. They're painting her as this villain, that fans have wanted forever. And they want casual fans to be like, oh, next week we get to see Emily go home. I don't think Emily's going home. I really don't. I could see it being Brandon, but it could honestly be anyone. We don't know what side Sean is on. Sean kind of found himself in the middle because we know Emily and Brandon were kind of working together a little bit. We saw that towards the end when they were talking to Hannah. And then we know that Sabaya and Caleb are working together. So Sean kind of finds himself in the middle. Does he want to go with the weaker 2 and Emily and Brandon, 2 people who he knows he could beat? Like if he takes them to the very end with him, they could be 2 people who are loyal to the ends, especially Brandon. Or does he go with Caleb and Sabaya, who he knows has this like tight pairing, and he's always going to play, he's always going to be the 3rd string in that relationship, in that alliance. So it's a tough position for Sean. And that's why in general, this tribe goes back to tribal council. Sean could easily go with Brandon and Emily and then screw either Caleb or Sabaya. They wouldn't have the numbers. So that's why I would avoid the entire Lulu tribe entering this week. And now let's talk about the biggest fantasy trap. We didn't do this category last year. Last year, we just did who to play, who to avoid. And the biggest fantasy trap, I'm 1 for 1. I said the biggest fantasy trap last week was Hannah, I believe, or was it Emily? Maybe I'm not 1 for 1. I should have reminded myself. I think I said it's Hannah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I said Hannah, and she went home, which would make me 1 for 1. This week, this is going to surprise you guys, and I love this person. Sabaya. Stay away from Sabaya. She was very popular week 1. She actually won our player of the week. You guys voted on our Instagram. Go check us out at Survivor Now Podcast on Instagram. And you guys voted and had Sabaya being your player of the week. I'm nervous. I feel like the Lulu losers could go right back to tribal council. And I'm kind of leaning on the side that Sean's going to side with Emily and Brandon. Just kind of what I'm feeling from the preview, how they want you to think Emily's going to be the one go home. And obviously everyone thinks Brandon's going to be out the door very fast. I could see Brandon having a redemption arc this season. And if Sean goes with Emily and Brandon, who are they most likely to target? Caleb or Sabaya? I believe it's going to be Sabaya based off what we heard from Emily. We had kind of the seeds last week when Emily and Sabaya were getting in, in the mix of things during tribal council. So I don't trust Sabaya this week. I love Sabaya, and I hope she goes very far in this game. And she's a solid player. She got 10 last week. Caleb, he got 17. Like, there are points to be had on the Lulu tribe from those two. Brandon got -1. Emily got 1. So stay away from those two, obviously. But I don't like Sabaya this week. I think she might be the one going home. It would be a big shock factor. It would be incredible television to see Sean go with the 2 people who could be easy vote outs. and vote out a really good player in Sabaya. It's not what I want to see, but I'm very nervous. It's what my gut's telling me. So there's my advice for the week. Get Austin and Sifu from Reba and Kelly from the Blue Tribe in your lineups. Steer clear from the entire Lulu tribe and especially avoid Sabaya. I think she's the biggest fantasy trap. Again, congratulations to Emily, Ethan, Jason, Monica, and Jason. The other Jason. There's two Jasons. Jason Fialco. Yeah, the CEO of Bracketology himself somehow was able to get into the top 5. So, I mean, that is, first off, thank you to everyone for joining. Actually, we're up to 253. If someone just joined, you picked the right time. You need, why did I say Jason? It's Jonah Fialco. I knew there was a typo. Once I got down there, I was like, there's definitely something wrong. Yo, this Jonah, I love you, my dude. Thank you so much for partnering with us. And it just looks bad because I got his name wrong, I think, last week when I was talking. And there was a typo this week. I think Jason, who's in third place, kind of mixed me up. But it's Jonah Fialco, the CEO of Bracketology. Amazing dude. Managed to get in the top 5. So congratulations to those people for getting in the top 5. I will be back next week to hopefully tell you I climbed the leaderboard and give you more fantasy advice. And make sure to check us out this evening, immediately after Survivor goes off the air, as Abraham, Will, myself, and a special guest fan appearance. We're going to get on YouTube and break down the episode. You can join us, join in the live chat. So make sure you tune in. It's always a fun time breaking it all down. So if you enjoyed this, like the video, subscribe to the channel. We really do appreciate all your guys' support. And I will see you later on this evening. Happy Survivor Day, everyone.